Hello, welcome back to the Bourbon Note. I'm Greg.
I'm Ben.
Today, we're drinking bourbon. All right, Ben, what do we have on the bar today?
All right, so we have a budget one today.
budget?
Bam! Very Old Barton.
Very Old Barton.
Yeah, so I don't know what they mean by very old. There's no age statement. I'm assuming
if they didn't stretch the imagination.
If they didn't hide the 36-month statement on the neck like Benchmark does, this is straight bourbon. So if there's no age statement, it's got to be 4 years. So it's 4 years in 1 day. This is an uncapping of this.
Uncapping of the
bottle request by a friend of mine. Shout out to Isaac. So this is Barton Distillery's basic bottom line. Barton Distillery does 1792.
which we're enthusiastic about.
Yeah. So this...
Although their bottles do seem to have some sort of spirit or magic that, like...
They disappear very quickly off the shelf?
No, the whole humidity or the tempest in a teacup.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so this one, like I said, 86 proof. It's usually around $15 around here.
We did an 86 proof review not too long ago. Like, there was the Old Forester 86 proof.
Oh, yeah?
And like the Long Branch, maybe?
Long Branch, yeah. Not a terribly bold nose, but nothing wrong with it. Kind of right down the middle.
Other than, just a real caramely...
Caramel, a little bit of brown sugar.
But light.
It doesn't have that grassy, grainy note that I don't like in some of the more budget ones. I mean, there's a lot of budget ones.
Always a good compliment. It doesn't have that note I don't like.
Right, yeah. It's got that note I don't like, so that's a plus. No. I'm gonna go for it. Not bad.
That is a right down the middle bourbon.
It is.
Like, it is exactly what a bourbon should be. It's not exciting in any way.
Yeah, it's a watered down version of a right down the middle bourbon. Yeah.
But it's a great starter bourbon.
Yeah,
it's
absolutely.
I mean, it really is. This is what bourbon is. And it's great. I mean, it's the wood notes, you've got the vanilla there, you've got the, a little bit of spice from the wood, a little bit of spice from the alcohol.
Caramel's definitely there.
Caramel's prominent. Brown sugary note.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it really does kind of have all the right down the middle notes. It's just kind of subdued and plain.
It'd be great at 100 proof, or and maybe that's what the 1792 kind of gives you with the bottle and bond. Or
I wonder if it's maybe the same. If they use just one mash bill for all that, and then you get up into the higher proof stuff, aged a little bit longer maybe with the 1792s. I don't know that, but
I'm sure there's somebody that does.
Yeah,
please write in.
Somebody who would have done their research before. Most of that stuff is actually hard to find, really.
It is. It really is. So we said like $12.
I think I paid $11 for this, but it's usually around $15.
Oh. When you have like a special.
I walked into the store and it was on sale, and it was just after a friend of mine had mentioned, "Hey, when are you going to do the Barton one?" And I was like, "Oh, that's perfect."
And we're back.
So, midway through that, ran out of space on the SD card.
Better than running out of space on the bourbon.
Right, yeah. Well, it's going to be a while before that happens.
Yeah,
but
agreed.
So anyway, I don't know where we were in talking about this. Because, through the miracle of editing, for you it was 2 seconds ago. For us, it was a little while.
Yeah.
But I think my overall kind of take on this is it deserves its spot in, like you had said earlier, like a starter bourbon.
It really is a great... Someone says they don't know anything about bourbon, but they're interested. This is a great place to start. Mm-hmm. Not too spicy, not too sweet, not too... it's right down the middle.
Yeah.
And in some ways, I guess that could be considered boring, but it's a great starter bourbon. And I actually like it. Like, it's an evening pour kind of bourbon. It's fine.
Sure, yeah. And for the budget price, absolutely. It doesn't have any, of those kind of younger age grain forward kind of notes. That
Like
you sometimes,
negative qualities?
Yeah, sometimes you get on the younger stuff, you get, at least in my opinion, some of that grainier stuff I'm just not as big a fan of. But yeah, this one just, it's good.
So what would you guess this is? Is this, it's not super high corn, like it's not crazy sweet. It's sweet.
I would imagine it's a higher rye. Well, I think the 1792s are higher rye.
Moderately high, not crazy
Moderately,
high.
yeah, not like Four Roses high or
Yep.
even Bullet or something like that.
Right.
But I think on the base model stuff, kind of like the same thing happens with Ancient Age versus Benchmark. Mm-hmm. Same distillery, Ancient Age is the higher rye mash bill. And I think that higher rye adds that spice and kind of gives it a little more character than it might otherwise have.
Be missing if it wasn't there.
Yeah. Yeah, so I think maybe without the higher rye, I don't think this would...
It'd be missing a lot.
Yeah, I don't think it would be as bold as it is. Not to say that from a, bourbon enthusiast, collector's perspective, this is a bold one, but for a starter bourbon, this does have a lot of flavor to it.
It does.
For an 86 proof.
The rye helps.
Yeah.
4 years, well, not the longest time, it's noticeable in the barrel. And you're right, it's got to be 4 years in a day.
Yeah, and that's kind of the standard for a lot of the base offerings. So,
Yep.
But yeah, really, but still nice and sweet.
It is.
But it does have that rye kick to it.
It does.
It has a little bit of pepper to it.
Yep.
So, yeah, I would say if you're just starting out and you see this on the shelf and you're just looking for something inexpensive to enjoy neat, try on the rocks. I don't know how well it would stand up to ice. I think again that rye is going to help with that.
It would help.
And same with a cocktail too. So yeah, I think all around for a beginner, this is a great one. I think it kind of deserves its place on that list of recommended
definitely
starter
don't skip
bourbons.
it. Don't step past it thinking, oh, it's too bottom shelf.
Yeah, sure.
It's definitely worth trying.
Yep, absolutely. You got anything more to add on this one?
That's all I have to say.
All right, well, this has been Very Old Barton. I'm Ben.
I'm Greg. Cheers.